What if I told you your bank account doesn't determine your wealth? That money isn't something you chase, it's something you command. Here's how to make it obey you. Most people beg for money. They say things like, I hope I get this paycheck, or maybe one day I'll be rich. But what if money doesn't respond to hope? What if it only responds to orders? There's a way to speak so money has no choice but to flow to you 24/7, and it starts with understanding one simple rule. Words are currency. You've been taught money is hard to get, that you have to grind, struggle, and earn it. But what if that's the exact reason it's not showing up? Every time you say money's tight, you're giving it permission to stay that way. Every I can't afford this is a command to the universe. Keep me broke. The good news, you can flip this today. Money responds to authority, not begging. Most people approach money all wrong. They beg for it, they hope for it, they pray for it, and then they wonder why it never comes. Here's the truth you need to understand. Money doesn't respond to desperation. It doesn't respond to neediness. Money responds to authority. It flows to those who speak to it, like it's already theirs, not like they're hoping to get lucky someday. Think about how you talk about money right now. Do you say things like, I hope I get this paycheck, or maybe one day I'll have enough? That's begging. That's putting money on a pedestal like it's some kind of god you have to worship and plead with. But money isn't a deity, it's energy, and energy follows command. When you say money flows to me easily, you're not asking, you're telling. You're not hoping, you're declaring, and that shift in your words creates a shift in your reality. The reason this works is simple. Your subconscious mind takes everything you say literally. When you beg, it hears, I don't have this. When you declare, it hears, this is mine, and it goes to work making that true. It starts noticing opportunities you would have missed before. It starts guiding you toward decisions that bring money instead of pushing it away. But none of this can happen if you're still stuck in beggar mode. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about understanding how creation works. Everything in your life right now, your bank account, your job, your possessions, all of it started as a thought that became a word that became a thing. The words you say about money are the blueprint for what shows up. If your blueprint says, I'm struggling, guess what gets built? If it says money comes easily, different things get built. Try this today. Every time you're about to say something needy about money, pause, flip it. Instead of I can't afford this, say money is coming for this. Instead of I'm broke, say wealth is mine. Say it even if you don't believe it yet. Say it especially when you don't believe it yet. Because the more you say it, the more your mind has to make it true. It has it has to align your outer world with your inner declarations. This is why rich people stay rich and poor people stay poor. It's not about what they have, it's about how they speak. Rich people speak like money belongs to them. Poor people speak like they're asking permission to have. Which one are you? The as-if rule for instant results. There's a trick the wealthy know that most people never learn. It's not about working harder. It's not about saving more. It's about speaking differently. Here's how it works. You speak as if what you want is already true. Not I hope to be rich, not maybe one day I'll have money. But I'm so grateful for this $10,000 when your account says $100. That's the as-if rule, and it works faster than anything else you'll try. This works because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you consistently say is real. When you keep declaring, I'm so grateful for this $10,000, your subconscious starts looking for ways to make that true. It's not lying, it's leading. It's not pretending, it's preparing. The more you say it, the more your actions start aligning with that reality without you even realizing it. You make different choices, you carry yourself differently. People respond to you differently. Most people get this backwards. They wait to see the money before they believe it's theirs. But that's like waiting to see a plant before you plant the seed. It doesn't work that way. First comes the word, then comes the manifestation. First you say, I'm wealthy. Then the wealth shows up. Not the other way around. The as-if rule bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Here's what stops people. They say, but if I say I have $10,000 when I don't, I'm lying to myself. No, you're not describing your current reality. You're creating your future one. There's a big difference. When Thomas Edison said, I will invent the light bulb before he had, was he lying? No, he was declaring. When athletes say, I'm a champion before they win, are they lying? No, they're preparing. This is no different. Try this today. Pick something you want financially. Then start speaking about it as if it's already yours. Not "I want a raise, but I'm so grateful for this raise." Not "I wish I could afford that, but I'm so happy I have this." Say it when you wake up. Say it in the shower. Say it when you're paying bills. Say it especially when everything seems to prove it wrong. The as if rule works because it forces your mind to find ways to make your words true. It's uncomfortable at first. It might feel silly, but so did riding a bike the first time. The discomfort is how you know it's working. You're stretching beyond your current reality into the one you want to create. Money doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to declarations. So stop hoping, start declaring. Watch what happens. Cancel every negative money thought. The moment you think or say "I'm broke," you've just put a lock on your financial flow. Most people don't realize how dangerous these casual statements are. They slip out without thought, like dropping poison into your own drink, and then wondering why you feel sick. Here's what happens at an energetic level. Every negative money thought is a direct order to the universe to keep things exactly as they are. When you say "I'm broke," the universe doesn't hear it as a complaint, it hears it as a request. Please keep me in lack. This is why you need to become a warrior against your own negative money thoughts. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more positive, right now. The second you catch yourself thinking or saying anything that contradicts financial abundance, "Money's tight, I'll never get ahead," "This bill is gonna ruin me," you immediately interrupt it. Out loud if possible, in your head if you must. Cancel that, then replace it with its opposite. "Money comes to me now, I'm always provided for. Unexpected income is finding its way to me." This isn't positive thinking. This is emergency spiritual surgery. Negative money thoughts are like weeds. If you let them grow, they'll choke out everything good trying to come through. When you cancel them immediately, you're pulling the weeds so the flowers can grow. At first, you'll be shocked at how often these negative thoughts come up. That's normal. You're not failing. You're finally becoming aware of how much you've been sabotaging yourself without realizing it. The magic happens in the replacement. Simply stopping the negative thought isn't enough. You have to flood the space with its opposite. Your mind can't hold two thoughts at once. So when you say "Money comes to me now" right after "I'm broke," you're reprogramming in real time. Do this consistently, and soon the negative thoughts will come less often, then barely at all. Then one day you'll realize your default setting has changed. Instead of automatically thinking lack, you automatically think abundance. This practice works because it respects how creation works. First the word, then the manifestation. Every time you cancel a negative money thought and replace it with an abundant one, you're rewriting your financial blueprint. You're not lying to yourself about your current bank balance. You're commanding your future one. Try this today. Carry a small notebook or use your phone note. Every time you catch a negative money thought, mark it down, then write its cancellation and replacement. By day's end, you'll see exactly how much mental clutter has been blocking your money flow. Then watch what happens over the next week as you clean house in your mind. Never say "I can't afford it" again. Those 3 words, "I can't afford it," have probably cost you more money than you realize. Every time they leave your mouth, you're not just describing a temporary situation, you're reinforcing a permanent identity. You're telling yourself and the universe, "This is who I am, someone who can't afford things." And the scary part? The universe always says yes to what you declare. Here's what to say instead. "I'm choosing to invest elsewhere right now." Feel the difference. One is a statement of lack and limitation. The other is a statement of power and choice. One makes you a victim of circumstances. The other makes you the director of your finances. This isn't word games. It's alchemy. You're transforming leaden lack into golden opportunity with nothing but a shift in language. When you say "I can't afford it," several damaging things happen psychologically. First, you trigger scarcity brain. Your mind goes into panic mode, which actually makes you worse with money decisions. Second, you reinforce a poverty identity. The more you say it, the more you believe it, and the more your behavior aligns with it. Third, you close the door on creative solutions. When you declare something impossible, your mind stops looking for ways to make it possible. The alternative phrase works in the opposite direction. "I'm choosing to invest elsewhere right now." Assumes abundance rather than lack. It positions you as someone with options rather than limitations. It keeps the door open for opportunities to acquire what you want in unexpected ways. Most importantly, it trains your brain to see yourself as the kind of person who always has choices with money, which is the foundation of true wealth. This isn't about pretending. If you have $10 to your name and see a $1,000 item you want, you don't lie to yourself. You say, I'm choosing to invest elsewhere right now. Which is absolutely true. You're choosing to eat, pay rent, etc., while keeping your vibration high for future abundance. The more you practice this, the more you'll notice something fascinating. Opportunities to afford it start appearing. Maybe the item goes on sale. Maybe you find a cheaper alternative. Maybe unexpected money comes in. This isn't coincidence. It's the universe responding to your new financial identity. Start today. Every time you're about to say, I can't afford it, pause, take a breath, then say the new phrase instead. Do this even for small things, a coffee, a parking meter, whatever. The point isn't the amount, it's rewiring your automatic responses around money. Over time, you'll find yourself naturally thinking and speaking from abundance rather than lack, and your bank account will have no choice but to follow. The 24-hour money test. Here's an experiment that will change your relationship with money forever. For one full day, you're only allowed to speak words that wealthy people would say. No complaining about prices, no stressing about bills, no I can't afford this, or money's tight, or any of those tired phrases that keep you stuck in lack. Just 24 hours where every word out of your mouth aligns with abundance. And here's what's crazy. You'll start seeing shifts before the day is even over. Most people don't realize how much their daily speech reinforces their financial situation. They wake up saying, ugh, I don't want to work today, then wonder why money feels hard to come by. They complain about their rent being too high while writing the check, guaranteeing next month's payment will feel just as painful. The 24-hour money test breaks this cycle by forcing you to become conscious of every money-related word you speak. At first, it'll feel awkward. You'll catch yourself mid-complaint and have to pivot. That's the point. The discomfort is how you know it's working. You're stretching beyond your financial comfort zone. Here's how to do it right. When you wake up, your first words about money should be something like, money flows to me easily today. When you check your bank account, if you must, say this is growing, rather than focusing on the current number. If someone asks how business is, say getting better every day, instead of the usual struggle talk. At the store, say, I'm choosing not to buy this right now, rather than I can't afford it. The key is to maintain this for the full 24 hours. No slips, no just this once exception. What you'll discover will shock you. First, how often you normally speak from lack without realizing it. Second, how differently people respond to you when you carry an energy of abundance. Waiters suddenly become more attentive. Strangers hold doors open. Colleagues offer unexpected help. This isn't coincidence. It's the universe mirroring your new vibration back to you. By evening, you might find money coming in unexpected ways. A refund you forgot about, a small bonus, someone paying you back. These aren't accidents, they're the first signs of your words rearranging reality. The magic of this test isn't just in the results you see that day. It's in proving to yourself that your words create your financial reality. Once you see this connection clearly, once you experience how quickly the universe responds when you consistently speak abundance, you'll never go back to careless money talk again. One day changes everything because it shows you what's possible. Then the real work begins. Making this your new normal. Stop venting about bills. That moment when you open your electric bill and groan, this is ridiculous. You just ordered next month's bill to be just as painful. That rant about rent being too high, you guaranteed it'll stay that way. Here's the hard truth no one tells you. Complaining about bills isn't just expressing frustration, it's placing an order for more of the same. Every time you vent about financial obligations, you're doing spiritual paperwork to keep them coming. Most people think venting helps. They believe getting that frustration off their chest somehow makes the situation better. But the universe doesn't work that way. What you focus on expands. What you give energy to grows. When you pour your attention into how expensive everything is, you're not releasing the problem, you're feeding it. Your words are literal instructions to your subconscious mind. Make sure we keep having these money struggles to talk about. And your subconscious, being the obedient servant it is, says yes sir and gets to work maintaining those exact circumstances. This is why wealthy people don't complain about bills. Not because they don't have any, but because they understand the creative power of words. They know that speaking lack attracts more lack. So what do they do instead? They pay silently, or say something like, "I'm grateful I can cover this." They focus on abundance rather than lack. And because of that, their financial obligations never feel as heavy, and often decrease over time. Try this instead. When a bill comes, say nothing negative about it. Just pay it, even if paying is difficult, and say money flows to me faster than it leaves. When rent is due, say my home is worth every penny, as you write the check. If you must discuss bills with someone, frame it as I'm optimizing my expenses rather than complaining. This simple shift does two powerful things. It stops reinforcing the struggle, and it opens the door for financial relief to come through unexpected channels. Here's what happens when you stop venting about bills. First, they stop having emotional power over you. Then, you start noticing ways to reduce them, better plans, discounts you qualify for, services you don't need. Finally, your income begins increasing to make the bills proportionally smaller. This isn't magic, it's cause and effect. When you stop feeding the story of struggle, the struggle has no choice but to diminish. Start today. Catch yourself before complaining about any bill, large or small. Pay it in silence if you must, but speak only words of abundance around it. Watch what happens over the next billing cycle when you stop giving your financial obligations so much negative energy. The numbers on the bills might stay the same at first, but their weight on your life will lighten immediately, and that's where all true financial transformation begins. Speak over empty bank accounts. Your bank balance right now is nothing more than a receipt from your past thoughts and words. It's a printout of yesterday's mindset. But here's what most people get wrong. They treat that number like it's their permanent financial identity, like it's some unchangeable fact, written in stone. They stare at that balance and let it dictate what they believe is possible. I only have $50, so I guess I'm broke. No, you have $50, but you are abundant. There's a massive difference between those two statements. One keeps you trapped in lack, the other opens the door to more. The moment you look at your bank account and feel lack, you've already lost the game, because that feeling of lack becomes the vibration you emit, and that vibration attracts more lack. It's a vicious cycle. See empty account, feel poor, speak poor, stay poor. The way out? Speak over the evidence. Declare what you want to be true regardless of what's currently showing up. Your words aren't for describing reality, they're for creating it. When you say I'm abundant with $5 in your account, you're not lying, you're leading, you're not reflecting reality, you're rewriting it. This takes practice because everything in our physical world screams, be realistic when it comes to money. But realism is what keeps most people stuck. The wealthy understand this. They speak from where they want to be, not where they are. They know current numbers don't determine future possibilities. Your bank balance can't tell you what's coming, only what's. So why let it control your speech? Why let it dictate your declarations? Start training yourself this way. When you check your balance, and try to do this less, add the word currently to whatever you see. $50 currently. Then speak over it. Money is flowing to me rapidly. When bills come due, say all my needs are met with ease as you pay them. When making purchases, say I always have more than enough as you swipe your card. These aren't affirmations, they're commands. They're not about convincing yourself. They're about instructing the universe. The resistance you'll feel is normal. Your logical mind will scream, but look at the numbers. That's when you must remember. Every fortune starts with a word, not a number. Every financial turnaround begins with a declaration that contradicts current evidence. Your words aren't for the present you can see, they're for the future you're creating. Speak like the person who already has what you want, and watch how quickly your bank balance catches up to your belief. Your words are checks. Fill them out right. Every word you speak about money is like writing a check, and the universe always cashes them. When you say I'm receiving unexpected money, you've just written a check to yourself from the bank of the universe. When you say I'm so poor, you've bounced a check on your own future. Most people don't realize they're doing this all day, every day, carelessly scribbling bad checks with their complaints, then wondering why their account stays empty. Here's how it works. Your subconscious mind takes every financial statement you make literally. It has no sense of humor, no ability to detect sarcasm or exaggeration. When you joke, "I'm broke," it goes to work making sure you stay that way. When you sigh, "Money just flies out of my hands," it ensures that pattern continues. But when you declare, "Unexpected income is coming to me," your subconscious starts arranging circumstances to make that true. It's not magic. It's how your mind was designed to operate. The wealthy understand this perfectly. They fill out their word checks carefully, intentionally. They say things like, "Money comes to me easily," and "opportunities find me," not because they're naive, but because they know these statements become self-fulfilling prophecy. Meanwhile, the broke keep scribbling bad checks. "I'll never get ahead. Everything's so expensive. I can't catch a break." Then they wonder why the universe keeps returning their declarations marked insufficient funds. Try this experiment. For 1 week, imagine every money-related word you speak is a check you're writing to yourself. Make them all good. When you're about to say, "I can't afford this," pause and rewrite that check to "I'm choosing how to allocate my resource." When you're tempted to complain about bills, write the check, "All my obligations are met with ease." Speak only words you'd be thrilled to see cashed in your life. The results will shock you. Some checks will clear immediately. Small amounts of unexpected money, discounts, refunds. Others will take longer to process. Big opportunities, career shifts, investments paying off. But they will all clear, because the universe never defaults on its promises. Your only job is to stop writing bad checks through careless speech. Start today. Before speaking about money, ask, "Is this a check I want cashed?" If not, rewrite it. Your financial future depends less on the markets and more on your mouth. Fill out your word checks wisely, and watch your account grow. The silent pause before spending. There's a moment right before your hand reaches for your wallet that holds incredible power. Most people miss it completely. That split second between seeing something you want and paying for it is where your entire financial future is shaped. Here's what no one tells you: every purchase carries energy. Not just the price tag, but the vibration behind why you're buying it. Are you spending from a place of wealth and choice, or from lack and desperation? The difference determines whether this purchase will multiply your money or drain. This is why you need to implement the silent pause. Before any purchase, whether it's a $5 coffee or a $500 investment, stop. Take one breath. Ask yourself, does buying this say I'm wealthy or I'm desperate? Be brutally honest. That designer bag you're charging to feel better about your life, desperate energy. That course you're investing in to genuinely improve your skills, wealth energy. The price doesn't matter nearly as much as the vibration behind the spend. Wealthy people understand this instinctively. They know money flows towards certain energies and away from others. When you spend from "I need this to feel valuable," money runs from you. When you spend from "I choose this because it aligns with my growth," money flocks to you. This isn't about deprivation, it's about discernment. It's not about spending less, it's about spending right. Try this today. For every purchase, pause. Check your motivation. Are you buying those new shoes because you genuinely love them, or because you're trying to impress people who don't care? Are you grabbing fast food because you're hungry, or because you're emotionally drained? The silent pause reveals these hidden motivations. At first, you might be shocked at often you spend from lack rather than abundance. That's good. Awareness is the first step. Here's what happens when you practice this consistently. First, you naturally start making better purchasing decisions. Then, you notice money lasting longer. Then, you see unexpected income appearing, because you've stopped pushing money away through desperate spending. Finally, you reach the point where every dollar you spend seems to multiply, because it's always moving with the current of abundance rather than against it. The silent pause transforms spending from a financial transaction to a spiritual practice. It makes you conscious of the energy you're exchanging along with your money. Master this, and you'll never worry about money again, because you'll understand its true flow. The one word that doubles income. There's a single word that carries more financial power than any other. But most people are afraid to say it. They'll say money, they'll say cash, they'll say income. But the word that actually shifts reality, rich, say it out loud right now and feel the difference in your body. Money feels limited, riches expands. Income sounds like work, riches feels like inheritance. This isn't semantics, It's vibrational alchemy. Here's why this works. Words aren't just sounds, they're containers for energy. When you say money, you're speaking about a medium of exchange. When you say riches, you're invoking abundance in all its forms: financial, spiritual, emotional. Money lives in your bank account. Riches live in your minds. The wealthy have always known this. Notice how they never talk about money problems. They talk about managing riches. It's a completely different relationship with abundance. Make this word part of your daily vocabulary, not as an affirmation, but as a declaration. When you wake up, my riches increase daily. When you pay bills, I easily meet all obligations from my endless riches. When making decisions, what would someone with true riches do? This simple shift in language does something remarkable to your subconscious. It removes the ceiling from your financial expectations. The resistance you'll feel is telling. If riches feels uncomfortable to say, that's exactly why you need to say it. That discomfort is your current financial identity fighting to stay intact. Push through. Say it until it feels natural. Say it until your mind starts showing you what riches looks like in your life. Say it until opportunities for true abundance start appearing where you only saw struggle before. This isn't about pretending. It's about speaking a higher financial truth into existence before the physical evidence arrives. The word riches calls forth the reality of riches. Start today. Let this word reshape your financial consciousness, one syllable at a time. Watch what happens when you stop asking for money and start declaring riches. The difference isn't just in your bank account, it's in your bones. Money isn't something you work for, it's something you speak into existence. Start today. Order.